Hello my friends and welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master SP Deck Challenge Deck Overview Series Part 22. So, 2 more episodes left and then move on to the Let's Play. Or, if there's like something else that comes, I'll do that, like if there's a festival. Looks like I have to reboot the game, but that's okay. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that notification bell. You can click the bell and select personalize if you want to be notified of the videos like the most. You can select the bell and select all if you want to be notified of all my videos, which right now is mostly Master Duel. And you can select the bell and select none if you're just subscribe to me just to help me out. Ooh, looks like there's some new things coming, so let's look at that. So first of all, a new Forbidden Limitless. Oh, looks like Fenrir is coming. That's gonna be a good card for my Sprite deck. And if it's a super rare, the team that I voted on for the WCS, it came in second place. That means I get, I think, 2 or 3 SR tickets. So if this is a super rare, like I can just use both them on the Fenrir, and assuming there's nothing else in the pack, otherwise I might just open the pack instead. That's pretty cool. I could even make one a Royal Finish. I'm not sure if I would, but still not exactly sure what I want to use for my Royal Finish SR ticket. Got some pretty good options, but like the Herald, Sprite, it might be a Sprite that's SR, Swap Frog, but then I had one Hollow and one Royal Finish. I'm not sure if I like that. Yeah, I got a few good options. Oh, and then maybe, there might be a few of the Exceed options I have that aren't the sprites, but are still the, like, ones I'm actually playing. Yeah. Anyway, let's look at the new selection pack. So, new selection pack is here. Okay, so Fenrir is a UR. So that means I won't be able to use it on the Fenrir, but that's okay. And maybe I'll just open the packs instead then. Yeah, of course, a few other cash tiers, so the cash tiers might be getting pretty good. Actually, I think the cash tiers are new, but like looks like a few good ones are coming out already for it, so you might have all the support you need for the cash tiers right away. That's interesting. Yeah. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's saying, it talks a little bit about cashiers. If you want to read, if you want to pause and read that, it's fine. I'm probably not gonna be pausing to read it. And there's a few other new cards besides the cashiers. Like there's a few new. There's like the Valence are apparently coming, so you might get a lot of Valence con this secret pack, which is also pretty cool. I know people probably like the Valence for their unique design, going to both the front row and the back row, and also forcing the opponent to kind of play that game a little bit as well. And you don't really see a lot of field spells that necessarily affect both players, so that's honestly pretty cool. Especially ones that give both players a field spell and then both field spells affect both players. Like, you don't really see that either. So that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, and then Climax of the Showdown, that's when it's going away, so a little bit soon. And then new secret pack. So this one is Adventure and Magic Key. So if you've still been needing to get some of the Adventure archetype or the Magic Key, the Adventure archetype not as powerful, of course, because a lot of them got hit on the ban list, but still pretty good. Still sometimes see people still going with a negate engine. Of course, you could also play a pure, and that may help make it a little bit better. A little bit, well, at least since like not everything in the Adventure archetype has been hit. Anyway, we got the WCS finals. So now it's saying who, like all the people who were part of the Snipe Hunters, because that's who won. But Team 7 got second place. That's pretty cool. And then new season ranked duels, which I don't really care about, but maybe if somebody else does. I think it's pretty much the same. It looks like they didn't add new master, but a new rank beyond master, but it also says what season it is, so that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if I can see the rankings of everything, so maybe looks, yeah, Team 7 got second, To the Future got first. So I don't understand how Team 7 got runner-up, but it seems like they did, so pretty sure I got it right. It's kind of weird though. Snipe Hunters got second also, so I don't get it. So why wasn't one of these teams, the PRJ or the To the Future, why weren't they the ones? Since they got first place here. I don't understand how this works out. Maybe somebody else, like, who knows a little bit better can, like, check it out and, like, see, like, how we were able to manage to get the rankings we did. Here's a little bit more of a look at it if you'd like to take a look. If you'd like to get a better look, you can maybe feel free to pause and see if you can like explain it for the rest of us. Here's the other stats. So To the Future, yeah, see this I guess makes a lot more sense. Oh, I guess it's because the first and second were the teams who battle out here. I think that's how it was. So first and second, so those who were first and second place in both groups were the ones who made it to the final tournament. And so even though like To the Future got first place against Team 7's group, and then looks like they like just paired, oh, I guess they paired the first place group of the second place of the other group. So they did that. And so that's pretty cool that the both of the teams who got second place in the first stage of the match, like they both were able to make a little bit of a comeback and still make it to the finals. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and then yeah, Snipe Hunters got first place, Team 7 got second place, meaning To the Future and PRJ actually tied for third place. So how are they gonna figure that out? I wonder how they're gonna. Oh wait, maybe they don't need to. How do the rewards work again? Oh, top 4. Oh, so these are the top 4. So that means these are the top 4. So if you voted for any of these teams, that means you were able to get the top 4 prize. So any of those teams, if you voted for any of them, you got the top 4 prize. So that's why they don't need to figure out who got third place. Which is still honestly pretty nice. I mean, you get a glossy finish SR ticket. And then the top 8, which is everyone, like, all you need to do for this is simply to vote. If you didn't get anything else, you got you at least get a super rare ticket. So this is what I got. I got a royal finish ticket and 2 super rare tickets. So that's pretty nice. And then this is whoever voted for Snipe Hunters is who got this. But depending on how many players actually voted for the Snipe Hunters, that's how good of a chance you have at getting 2,000 gems. Because they're not divvying it up. One person gets 250 people total get to 2,000 gems, which is still not a ton. But if you get it, like, hey, that's at least a little something in addition to your other rewards. So it's a little bit of a bonus if you do happen to get it. But even if you don't, like, the UR stuff should be pretty nice. So yeah. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, I'll be moving on to the next in line for the SP deck challenge. Let's see. So I gotta go to that. Luckily it's right there, so that's not too bad. And then I'll see which ones were the last one I did. Looks like it was start with confronting the darkness. So I'm pretty sure it might be this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this one. Yeah. So now I'm moving on to this one. This is the next one line. This one right here. So yeah, one more after this. So the next one, once I get to the next episode, it might be Friday unless we have something else. It's probably gonna be Friday. But it might not be because, like, you know how it is with Konami introducing things and I have to look at that instead of this. But if it works out, it will be Friday. If not, like, whenever the next time I do this, that'll be the final episode. But of course, this is the second to last episode right here. So, pretty cool. Yeah, let's look at the first deck here. Mecha Dragon Heirloom is what it's called. Yeah. Yeah, and if you kind of want to make a Cyberdark deck yourself, I know there's also the Roids in there. But these Roids are fairly low rarity. So if you want to make a deck that was kind of similar to this, like, it's not too hard. Dragon Roid, I'm pretty sure, is available in a secret. I mean, it might be available in a secret pack. Yeah, probably available in a Roid secret pack, but probably not in a structure deck. So yeah, the ones you might have a little bit of trouble getting are some of the Roids. But I'm pretty sure they're all available in a secret pack, so I mean, at least for a lot of the others, a lot of the Cyberdarks and Cyberdragons, you should be able to pretty easily get it from opening enough structure decks, and then, like, you can build. Of course, you're probably not gonna build a deck like this since this is like a lot of one-ofs. But like to build your own, like, sort of Roid, Cyberdragon, Cyberdark, it's not too hard for the most part. Just the Roids are gonna get a little bit pricey having to open secret packs. It's not the worst thing ever though. Like, those other decks are a lot more expensive. Especially the decks that don't have their own secret pack yet. It's probably better just to wait for the secret pack to come and just think about something else to build. Like, you don't always have to build the best deck. If that deck's gonna cost a lot because its secret pack is out yet, just know that'll probably eventually come out. Because that's what Konami has been doing, so that's pretty nice of them. Like, there's a ton of good decks that are much easier to build. Just saying. Anyway, The deck description reads, a deck that incorporates Roid monsters with a focus on Cyberdragon and Cyberdark monsters. Although the majority of the deck consists of machine type monsters. See, that's another nice thing about combining like Roids with Cyberdragons, because they're both of the machine type, and then the Cyberdarks kind of utilize machines as well. So there's that. There are situations where effects that treat them like dragon type monsters, such as Dragon Roid and Rebirth Judgment, can be used to draw out the effects of some cards, so make good use of them. Oh yeah, another good thing about combining like at least Cyberdarks with the Cyberdragons is it kind of opens you up to chaos potential, which is pretty cool. I mean, not all the Roids are of the dark attribute, but some of them are. So maybe like you could like, I don't know if you would want to only use the Roids that like of the dark attribute. I mean, but like, I mean, it's not like you need every card to be light or dark. It's just that like it may like hinder your chaos strategy a little bit. But I mean, as long as you don't add too many non-darks, or lights, that might be okay. And of course, there's a lot of chaos support getting introduced, so that's good too. Anyway, Cyber Valley, this isn't seeing as much play. It's still not bad. I mean, you get to like draw 2 cards by, I mean, you have to banish 2 of your own monsters in order to do it. Normally you're just using this for the ending the battle phase ability, which isn't too bad. I mean, even like in this loner, that's what I might be using it for mostly, because like having to banish 2 monsters kind of stinks. I mean, you could technically, you do have support for banished monsters, but you probably want to be banishing them for an effect other than just drawing 2 cards. I probably would be doing that unless I'm desperate. Usually I'm just going to be using it for the attack one. Yeah, and like even the recursion, probably not unless I'm desperate. Anyway, Cyber Pharaohs. This is another way to fusion summon, so that's pretty cool. It's always nice having monsters that can fusion summon as a part of their own effect, because like then you can just use that monster as one of the materials. So you already have one material right there, which is really nice. That's one of the reasons why the Despy archetype is so good, because a lot of their monsters can act as can like allow you to fusion summon with their own effect. So you just basically use that monster as one of the materials. So it basically gives you like allows you to like save on 50% with the fusion. That's why it's so good. Yeah, and then this also can help you get another way to fusion summon on top of that, which is also a good effect. And then Naxter allows you to special summon a machine, which it has to have 2100 attack or defense. So this one does have 2100 defense. So assuming that you don't banish it, you could. It's also nice that you can special summon this by triggering 1 machine monster, which could come in handy. Anyway, yeah, this one, assuming that you didn't banish this, or if you somehow get back into the graveyard, you'll be able to special summon it, and then it doesn't negate effects, so you'll be able to once again perform a fusion summon using this card. So you also have a way to recur it, so that's really nice. So yeah, that's a nice combo. And then you have a lot of other good options too, like a lot of the Cyber Dragons also have, well, maybe not a ton, but like it does also allow you to get out the Cyber Dragons well. And also some of the Cyberdarks have 2100 defense too. Maybe not a ton of them, but a few of them. And also it can allow you to get back some of the fusions that may have been like destroyed when they were properly fusion summoned, like this one. You can get back that. So yeah, you have good options. Yeah, tasks have exactly 2100 attack and defense, so not like 2100 more exactly. And then Cyber Dragon Core allows you to add a Cyber Spell or Trap when it's normal summon. Which of course you have a ton of good options there. I'll be getting to them later. Yeah, and then you also get to special summon the original Cyber Dragon from your deck. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to play the original Cyber Dragon. And then Cyberdark Cannon. This is gonna basically be one of like your main starter with the Cyberdarks. Since it allows you to add a machine Cyberdark, and since it discards itself, you'll be able to use the machine Cyberdark nab ability to nab this straight out of the graveyard, so you'll already have this setup there, so that'll be really nice. And then you also get further mill on top of that. Yeah, so Claw, yeah, this allows you to curl your Cyberdarks. Also allows you to discard it to add a Cyberdark spell or trap. So that's nice because a few of your Cyberdark spell and traps can search you the Cyberdark Cannon. So even if you don't have the Cyberdark Cannon right away, this can basically act as extra copies of Cannon if you need. While also being able to be used to get out your other good Cyberdark spell or traps. And it also is another one of those dragon cards, so. But I still think the cannon might be like the better one to equip onto a monster. Though this one, instead of sending them from the deck, it's sending them from the X deck. I'm not sure how much better that is necessarily. I think I'm still may rather like send stuff from the deck. Because the cool thing about also sending things from the deck is they don't have to be properly or properly summoned first before I can get them out of the graveyard. So there's also that to think about. And then Steamoid, of course, like when you're building around this card, you're going to be using monsters that gets effects when they're sent straight from the X deck to the graveyard. So you're gonna have a lot of good options when you're building this deck yourself. But like for a loner deck like this, where I don't have a ton of good graveyard options, like the cannon will probably be my go-to. And then Steamoid, yeah, just a little bit of a boost if it's being attacked, or oh wait, no, but it loses attack when it's being attacked, so like there's positives and negatives. You're pretty much gonna only want to like normal summon this if you're using it to tackle over a big monster, because at least you got something off before this was taken out, or you'll just be using this for a fusion summon. Roid, yeah, this is a lot better since it doesn't have that negative effect when it's being attacked, but it can only get like its destruction of something bigger than itself if it's attacking a defense position monster. Cyber Phoenix, yeah, just helps keep like helps protect your team against target effects basically, which isn't as relevant, but like when you're playing against a specific opponent's deck, probably relevant because there's probably going to be cards that are tailor-made for this, like that this card can counter. And then you also get a little bit of extra draw. Of course, if you're going to rank ladder against random decks, it's probably too specific that you'd want to actually play it. Express Roid allows you to recur your Roids, which are good, like fine going to your hand if you're just planning to use them as fusion material anyway. Submarine Roid, this is pretty good because you get to attack directly and you don't have to worry about any drawback, because it puts itself into its superior defense mode after it's battled, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then Stealth Roid can target can be back row removal, so that, but you have to control another Void. So it's a little bit of like more situational back row removal. Truck Void can basically make it so that your opponent doesn't get their monsters into a graveyard, which even against a more specific opponent's deck, my opponent's probably going to be playing like may just be playing like Monster Reborn, so even helps against that, so they can't get that. Can't just like Monster Reborn back their monster. And then also the gain attack is nice. Cyberdark Horn. Yeah, see, this is like, and then now we're getting into Cyberdarks that can actually use those dragons that you're sending to the graveyard, and both of the dragons can discard themselves for some effect, so that's pretty nice. This does piercing, this can attack directly, and this can do a little bit of burn. And they all gain attack equal to the original attack of the monster equipped to it. Which, I mean, 1600 is pretty nice. That's why they all have low attack, because usually when you bring these out, they're gonna be getting up to 2400 attack, which is pretty good for a level 4 monster, or whatever levels they are. They're like no tribute monsters. It's pretty good stats for that. Yeah, so anyway, the burn one probably not as good. Probably the one that is the best. The direct attack is pretty nice because because that would be direct attacking for 1200 at least, so that's pretty nice. So yeah, it's probably these two that are the better ones. Piercing and the direct attacker. Via. Yeah, basically you get an extra summon. Since you get a summon on top of this. So this is really nice when you actually have the link. This deck doesn't have the link. Also pretty nice if you have a way of like making this go up to level 5, I guess, and then you can like use it for an exceed summon. But yeah, there's no link. Like it would be a lot better. The effect would be a lot better with the link. It also provides a little bit of a boost, but usually that doesn't matter when you're just using it as fusion material right away. Chimera. This is the only machine that doesn't actually get you the dragon out of your graveyard equipped to this. But that's okay because like it's being used for like getting you your fusion spell that doubles your attack and defense, which is nice. Also, once you get that fusion card, since as long as you use this as material, you'll be able to get the send a Cyberdark from your deck to the graveyard right away. So that's pretty nice. And then Cyber Dragon, basically just an easy special summon. Also kind of needed since a lot of the other Cyber Dragons call for this card in particular. Dragon Roid, most probably gonna use it to discard it to add a non-wind Roid. So it's a searcher. But you can also protect against like any card, any of your fusion summon, or like make sure your fusion summons are going through. If you don't really need that search, which that might be the better effect most of the time anyway. Not sure how much I'm gonna really need that search. Probably gonna mostly focus on the Cyber Dragon Cyberdark strategy. Power Bond, yeah, this just gives it double. So for protecting against Power Bond can be giving protection to Power Bond can be pretty big, since this is probably gonna be one of your big finishers because it doubles the attack. And for a lot of these Cyber Dragons that already have like multiple attacks, that's usually just game if you can get for direct attacks with a doubled attack monster. Overload Fusion is another way to fusion summon. Cyberdark Impact is a way to fusion summon for the Cyberdark. So this one, I'll go into that later. Cyber Emergency, this is mostly just to get your Cyber Dragons. Mostly, mostly to either get the Cyber Dragon or some of the other like Cyber Dragons that, well, no, you can't actually get Cyber Dragon. Oh wait, no, yeah, but yeah, you get a, this allows you to go for any of the monsters, any of the Cyber Dragon monsters. But this also does work well if you're playing light machines in your deck that can't be normal summoner set. Yeah, and also has a little bit of a bonus if this card was negated. So even if your opponent negates this, you at least still get something. You at least still are able to get it back. So maybe you can try again another time. Cyber Repair Plant is basically another searcher, but this time it allows you to recur more targets or add more targets, so any of your light machines, which is still mostly your Cyber Dragons, but you might have a few that aren't. A few ones you can search for that aren't. And this can also help you shuffle back some of your fusions in CX deck. Cybernetic Horizon. Is this another fusion summon? Oh wait, no, this is one that mills Cyber Fusion. Not sure why you want to do that. Oh, because it also adds you stuff. Okay, so it adds you stuff too. So you're mostly doing, yeah, you're doing it for the ad. And then Super Strident Blaze, it's just support for the fusions. Just a little bit of protection to make sure that your OTK plan isn't ruined. And then Inferno is the Cyberdark field spell. Yeah, just a little bit of protection while also giving you an extra normal summon of a Cyberdark. So that's pretty nice. Realm. Yeah, like this is the one I was talking about that adds you the Cyberdark. So with having Realm, this can also basically act as another copy of Cannon. Oh, you actually only have one of each, so You kind of have two cannons if you think about it. So you technically have three cannons technically in this deck. Which if you're playing this deck on your own, you're probably gonna want to make sure you max out on the cannons because it's so good. Maybe even the claw because you have so many searchers for this. Fusion support, just a way of being able to fusion summon using more of your zones. Cyberload fusion can use banish cards, so that's pretty nice since a lot of your cards banish monsters. Cyber Eternal, yeah, it can just special summon a Cyber Fusion from your graveyard, and also offers protection. Or I mean, you can also send one, but I think I'd rather use it for the special summoning. Oh wait, you get to return to your deck, so maybe if I don't need it right away. But I think I'd honestly probably rather use it for the special summon. Power Wall, protection, overflow, but it's also milling you cards. So that's pretty nice since like you do have quite a few graveyard effects or a few ways of using those cards in your graveyard. Like Cyberdark Overflow can banish stuff from your graveyard. And also adds you a Cyber Spell or Trap if it happens to be destroyed. Also it can be destroyed by your own effect and you also get that search, which I might have a few ways. Cybernetic Revolution. So this allows you to cheat out Cyber Dragon fusions. Fusion Guard. Yeah, like this is one of the reasons why you are sending fusions to the graveyard for this effect. But it's pretty specific, but my opponent's probably going to have effects that this can negate. This one, yeah, can act as another way of forcing equips. Or like sending equips. So you could send an equip and then equip it back later on. So you destroy and then re-equip. Rebirth Judgment can basically make it so that you have all monsters in your graveyard become a machine. But if you do, that's kind of messing with it. You might rather pick Dragon because then you could just like attach base. You have a lot more things you can attach. I'm not exactly sure how good it is calling Dragon though, because like. I still feel like the Cyberdarks are probably the best things to equip, so I'm not sure how good Rebirth Judgment actually is. But, I mean, it's also a way to mess with the opponent as well. It's for the rest of the turn, so it's not like it's a forever thing. It is once per turn, though, so you can always, like, so you can just declare whatever, like, you is like gonna be the most beneficial for you or the most detrimental for the opponent at the time. Yeah, this is a way to OTK. It's also nice because it removes spells and traps, which is another thing you want to be doing. So this is probably going to be one of your best go-intos when you're OTKing, because your opponent might because you definitely don't want to be stopped by a spell or trap when you're OTKing. And then Twin Dragon. Yeah, like, I mean, kind of a more simplistic version of Chimera Tech. Although I believe this can get like 3 attacks, while Cyber Twin only gets 2 attacks. But it does have bigger stats. But either way, with Power Balance, probably not going to matter too much. And then Super Vehicle. is one of the Roid fusions. Probably not as good, like only doing piercing. I mean, 3000 attack is at least pretty nice. It has pretty good stats. Yeah, and then here's one of the Cyberdark fusions, but you're probably mostly going in for the main boss. Yeah, and then the fusions also allow you to equip dragons themselves. This is any dragon, so that might be a reason why you're changing everything into a dragon, because unlike the main deck monsters, these allow you to pick any monster. Oh, this is any monster, so it doesn't matter what type it is. And then Chimera attack. It's no multi-attack, but it can get to pretty big attack. So if you can just need to direct attack once, like you can maybe win with that one. But I'm not sure how it works with Power Bond since it has a 0 base attack. Yeah, equal to its original attack, so it's not actually gaining anything off of Power Bond. This one also isn't either. But this one needs to be fusion summon, but this one you can just send cards. So at least this one you can just send cards. And then Super Vehicle, non-machine monster on the field. So you can, it's another way to steal your opponent's cards, since your opponent's probably not going to be playing with a bunch of machines like you are, like I am. Cyber and Dragon, another piercer. Cyber Darkness Dragon, another equip. This one can target both dragons and machines, so that's pretty much my whole deck. So that's nice. Also, you get to negate stuff by sending off one of the equips, and then it does gain. It still has a gaining attack effect, but you have a lot more options now, even without Rebirth Judgment. Chimera attack Mega Fleet Dragon. This is a way to take one of the. I'm not sure how often my opponent will be summoning monsters in the extra monster zone, but if my opponent does, I'll be able to take it out pretty easily. Cyber Eternity Dragon is basically something you can go into when going first to give yourself a little bit of protection by having a big defense monster that also gives a little bit of protection. Also has that graveyard effect for later on. Cyberdark End Dragon, this is the ultimate boss. I'm probably not going to be going into this very much. Though if I can get it, it's not too bad. Unaffected by a lot of stuff, and has like multiple attacks to it as well. So now I'll be going to the opponent's deck. Oh boy, I better hurry. Here's the opponent's deck. It's called Jinzo Challenge, and the deck description reads: a deck that uses Jinzo as its ace card to block the activation effects of trap cards on the field. When you can't summon your ace card, keep the opponent in check by activating Crush Card Virus and so on while arranging the key cards necessary for your summon. Yeah, I have to hurry here because I spent a little bit too long on the first one. So Balganian is just, yeah, see, like there's cards that inflict damage to me. So I have that one that can help counter that. Jinzo Eterna can special summon Jinzo when it's been destroyed. Drill Lago, Direct Attacker, Jector, is a Jinzo Searcher. Yeah, because they want to try to get to Jinzo to stop traps, which isn't really gonna affect my whole deck, but it's gonna kind of suck a little bit, I guess, because like I might have a few traps that It's gonna kind of suck for. And then Fusilia, its original attack and offense gets halved, which kind of messes up the virus cause a little bit, since they work off of, like, this one works off of having, like, loss of attack. And even with this one, like, having its attack, you won't be able to activate that. Jinzo Lord is a way to send a Jinzo. It's I guess a little bit of an upgrade Jinzo, because you also get to destroy already face-up traps. Raigeki is another way, more ways of destroying my things. See, there's the monster reborn. So yeah, that being able to take out a monster from the graveyard could be helpful. Act as kind of a way to counter that monster reborn, and although I have to do it only on my turn, so I have to like think like what's the best monster. Foolish Bear is a way to send off stuff, so that might be good for a few of them. I'm not exactly sure, but maybe they can send something, just revive it. Like they could send the Jinzo and then revive it from the graveyard. Gold Sarcophagus is a way to eventually get a card into the hand if they're missing a key piece. Part of Extravagance, extra draw. Limit removal because a lot of their monsters are machines. Psychic Wave, yeah, this is that one anime card, I think. I mean, it mills a Jinzo from the deck. It's another way to put a Jinzo from the deck into a graveyard while also doing burn. Yeah, and can basically like send 2 Jinzos eventually. And then Crush card is a way to kind of mess with my deck a little bit. And then this is a way to, another way to special summon Jinzo straight from the deck. And I have a few traps, so I might have to be worried a little bit when it comes to that. And then Katasa, basically just ways of like messing me up. I do have lights, so it's gonna be good against those. I do also have other non-dogs. Dark Strike, a little bit of burn, a little bit of extra burn, so there's also that one. Ally of Justice, Light Gazer, is just giving itself potentially a lot of extra attack, because I do kind of like maybe less than half of my deck is lights, but I do have a few lights I'm going to be having in my graveyard, so it's probably going to be at least a little bit of extra attack. And then gets draws off of attacking face down defense position monsters. The Decisive Armor, more counter to my light strategy, which isn't my whole strategy, so it's not going to shut down all my deck, but it's going to shut down a pretty good portion of my deck, which still kind of stinks. And then the next one coming up in just a little bit is, oh, that's it. Okay, cool. Glad I was able to speed through that one. I guess I'll talk a little bit about the viruses. So the viruses, they do have a few docks in the X deck as well, which fit the bill. So even if they can't use it with this one, because they're just no summoning it without tributing, they can still go into one of the synchros and use it with one of those, so it's not too bad. This one destroys monsters with 1500 less attack, which I think I'm playing quite a few monsters that have low attack. But luckily I do have a few monsters that also have graveyard effects. But it's still gonna kind of sting, since I'm gonna want to like no summon some of those from my hand. And then this one destroys everything with 1500 more attack, which does kind of sink for my fusion strategy, but it also allows me to destroy 3 monsters with 1500 more attack from my deck, which I won't be able to hit all of my good cards, but maybe I have a few good cards that I can send. Do I have anything good here? I'll look at my deck one more time, just see if I have anything good in the 1500 plus range. I don't know if I actually do, so that might actually kind of stink for me. Yeah, because I can't send monsters from Max deck. So yeah, that might actually kind of not be like. So even the whole supposed drawback of like me being able to send monsters from my deck to the graveyard, since they're 1500 or more only, that may actually not like hurt my opponent too much, because I don't really have a lot of good options in that inside that range. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end it there, since I know this video took a little bit. I might have took a little bit long on the loner, but then I was able to make up for it on the opponents. But yeah, once again, thank you for staying for one or both of the deck overviews I went over. I'm gonna have just two more decks to go over, so that's nice. Just two more for the next time, so that's gonna be good. So I'll be able to finish it up then, whenever that next video will be. Maybe it'll be Friday, unless there's something else that Konami has on their radar that I basically have to make a whole episode over. But yeah, also, thank you to those who stayed for the introduction or this outro here. Also, thank you to those people who stayed for any of the news that I went over, whether it be for the WCS or those new packs that are coming out, or the Forbidden Limited list. And a special thanks to those who stayed for the whole video. In case you missed it here, which if you're staying for the whole video, you probably haven't, but in case you did miss it, I'll also put the thank yous in the description as well as the verse, and I'll try to have that up by the end of the week. And also I'll have the pinned comment where you can go over your thoughts on the verse for those who want to talk about their thoughts. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed this episode. Bye everyone.